All right, welcome back to season 7.
You could season 7 of ComicBook Nation. What's up, everybody? This is crazy. We were just talking about
last week
technical issues and live podcasting. This is what it is. What's up, peoples? Welcome to the show. I
think I'm good. Am I getting my hair?
Oh, yay! All right, cool. There we go.
Yeah, I said one word and touched my mic, and the wire fell right promptly out of it and just landed on the ground. And I was like, of course. Oh man! All right, so we are here, season 7, ComicBook Nation. Welcome back, everybody. With me today are my hosts. Matthew Aguilar is back. Daddy Matt.
What's up?
The Daddy Matt is here, and Janelle Wheeler's still with us after surviving podcast X last week. Shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody who's here today. I know it's Labor Day weekend, so everybody have a good time. End of summer, get ready. If you still haven't sent those kids back to school, your time is nigh. Just hang in there like a little bit longer. Oh man, I wish there was more light in here. It looks so dark. But anyway, we're going to keep it dark and shadowy then. And yeah, we're here still doing our thing. And today we thought we'd end summer with the debate of all debates. What was the best superhero movie of this year? We had 4, 3 from Marvel, 1 from DC. They're all out now. We've had time to kind of really sit with them. Superman and Thunderbolts just hit digital. It's a good time to kind of, it's time to talk about it. So without further, we had other stuff to do today. We're going to get to that, the main event. But first, we got to build it up. We got a couple entry matches to get to. First up, Janelle has, as we were just debating, we just have an update from your favorite corner of fandom.
Yeah, you have, over the course of our time together, you have really changed my fandom towards Star Wars. So I will say, you
sound like a celebrity who's about to dump me. You're like, I have really enjoyed things over our course of time together, but inevitably we must all go our separate ways. Back to your life, you go. Yeah.
Well, I am excited about this because this project seems to be one of the ones that I really think I will just love. The brand new movie that everybody's been waiting for, Starfighter, is officially happening, which is very exciting because apparently, as these guys have informed me, it has had lots of hiccups and false starts and things that people were kind of nervous about. So the Star Wars account officially posted a picture on set of Ryan Gosling and his co-star, Flynn, I believe is their name. And it looks, promising. The fact that they're on a set and it's happening is very good.
It's actually happening.
Yeah. And I will say that the more I dive into this project personally, I am so excited about this cast. I know we've already talked about the cast and who they announced, but just the fact that Matt Smith is in this is just very exciling for me.
For you.
Yes, I just love him so much.
You went there. It's immediate, which is funny. You're hilarious. I love your types. You're like, if you see a Jared Leto or a Matt Smith in a cast list, you're on it. You're just like,
I am. But Matt Smith is way ahead of Jared Leto because Matt Smith started with Doctor Who, and I just can't not.
Well, there's a couple other people in this movie too. Mia Goth is in it.
Yes.
Another person getting saved. Yes, Amy Adams just joined. We found that out when we got this. So Mia Goth, Amy Adams is in this. Aaron Pierre, who's both going to become one of our Green Lantern.
Wow.
And more importantly, the man who made Tiana Taylor feel alive again, which is by far the bigger accomplishment of his year. You hear that album? Did you hear that album?
No.
That woman made one of the most sultry R&B albums in years, and the entire thesis is, really damn, Aaron Pierre is sexy. from this like one of the sexiest women on the planet. Like, I don't think any man can flex this year, and he's a Green Lantern. So like, he's just flexing a power ring and got one of the most beautiful women on the planet. Like, I'm just like retiring for the rest of this year. I'll be back in 2076 to
this has become a Tiana Taylor stan podcast.
Yeah, it's just the man's crazy. He's out of control. What were we talking about? No, I'm kidding.
Now there's a casting. Can you get Tiana Taylor in a Star Wars movie? There you go.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be fantastic.
But yeah, so there's other people. Yeah, there's Finn Gray is the young actor who's going to be with Gosling, and yeah, it's gonna be a pretty nuts kind of film we're gonna get here. So and Sean Levy, people are kind of, I don't know why we keep doing. The internet's a weird place. Film socials are kind of weird. But now we don't like Sean Levy for some reason, even though the man has like directed a string of hits from Night at the Museum to Deadpool and Wolverine to, I guess people are now hating Free Guy. Like it's a big Twitter, TikTok thing to hate Free Guy now. Yeah.
Oh, I love
it probably has more to do with Ryan Reynolds than it has to do with anything. He's probably just catching strays on that one, right? Because like, who hates Free Guy? Free Guy's great.
I don't know. But yeah, it was a great movie. Like, and so he's just a solid Real Steel, like he's a solid company man director, and that's kind of what we need for Star Wars right now. We don't need an auteur to like reinvent the wheel here. We tried that. You guys didn't like it. You're still screaming at Rian Johnson. So like, we just need a four quadrants family edgy teen Star Wars movie, and it looks like from the vibes I'm already getting, we're gonna get this. It's the Adam Project, which could have been an awesome Star Wars project in the Star Wars universe, right? Young, older guy, younger guy, kind of partnering, but the cast is crazy. Like it really is. Like the amount of actual. That's what kind of stands out to me. Like, what is in this script or Sean Levy's pitch that is kind of attracting all these very famous people, and like not just famous people, but like really good thespian type actors. You know what I mean? And a lot of British actors, like really talented British actors, like Aaron Pierre, Mia Goth, Matt Smith. These are all UK actors. Simon Bird, Jamel Westman. Yeah, we're pulling from overseas really heavy. Daniel Ings. So what's in here that's actually getting really like theater trained actors to be like, yeah, oh great, this is a Star Wars project I'll do.
Matt Smith.
Yeah, so we're kind of very interested. I'm interested in that. What about you, Matt?
Also, at this point, I will back anything. Like I will be interested in anything Ryan Gosling does. Like that dude is such a chameleon of things, and I don't think there's a movie he's done in the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 years that I've disliked. I mean, I like some more than others, but like I've liked a lot of what he's done, his resume over the past few years. So like I'm excited to see him in a Star Wars movie. That had my attention from day one, and the fact that we've made it this far and he's still attached, because that happens a lot, right? When the movie finally gets to production, it's like it loses the star it had way back when they got people excited in the first place. The fact that he's still attached to this is great for me. That drives everything else.
Yeah. Gosling's kind of the man. I can't wait to see what this is going to be, and what kind of, more importantly, I'm always interested to what kind of character he's going to play. Like he does like the non-talking kind of reactive, that Brad Pitt Ocean's 11 thing. He does very well. He can also be like, if you see The Nice Guys, really good as like the smarmy kind of talking, running his mouth type guy. So I'm very interested to see. He might be coming for Han Solo's spot. You never know, because I mean, he looks pretty cool in this photo, and we know Ryan Gosling's, if nothing else, is cool. So we're gonna keep an eye on it. But I think this is a good, like medium measured, like I said, 4 quadrants for the family, everybody looking kind of Star Wars project, and I think they kind of need that. We don't see we're not arguing about lightsabers and lore and all that stuff, and so let's see what we get here. All right. So moving right along, you guys want to get into the big topic for today?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, what was the best superhero movie of 2025? We should have drawn straws to see who goes first. Do we want to do ladies first?
I mean, I guess I can go. It
What?
has to
I was
be.
talking
It
about
has to
Matt.
be Captain America.
I said ladies, not like women. I was saying ladies, the one who carry themselves with a comportment of a lady. Matt, would you like to go first?
That's very rude.
No, I'm just kidding.
Accurate. Rude. I didn't say it was inaccurate.
I'm just kidding. I'm just tossing shots, just firing all shots. No,
do you want me to go first?
Yeah, no, by all means.
No, I was just making a funny.
Oh no,
no, Janelle, go first.
Okay, Captain America, hands down. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm definitely kidding.
Talk about shots.
I didn't even see that until it was out on streaming, and I feel like it probably would have been worse in that way, viewing experience. Can I just say, like, this is a very you have to be very particular in the question. The question is, what is the best movie, not what is your favorite? Because that's two different things for me.
Well done.
My favorite is Thunderbolts. It is something that I just like clung to. I really, really loved the mental health aspect. I absolutely adored like the cast. I love the chemistry, I love the acting, I love the directing. I loved the action, but I loved like everything. There was like a deeper, darker tone to it. I just absolutely loved Thunderbolts. But I think the best superhero film is Superman, because it was just, it was like, it's like easy listening for everyone. Like kids can watch this with their parents and understand what's going on. And there's a little crypto running around, and like everything's very, very well done, and it's flashy and it's colorful, and DC is having its moment. And I don't have any reason to take that away from DC or James Gunn. Like, it's deserved. Like, to me, it deserves best film, like a best superhero film, because it earned it. But my favorite is still Thunderbolts.
Very good. You sussed out my little trick. I'm very tricky.
I know.
I did do that purposefully. I thought I put a Fantastic Four trailer in here. I know I did. I must have messed this up. Superman. Anyway, so Matt, would you like to go next?
Sure. This was an easy thing for me because the best and favorite are the same for me. Because my favorite happened to be the best one I viewed of the four, and that was Superman. It wasn't actually close. For me, I know so, and there's only one of these movies that once they hit streaming, I immediately viewed, and that was Superman, and I rewatched it yesterday. And then I rewatched it with Anissa because she hadn't seen it, and I got to see it through like whole new eyes. I've seen this movie now twice in a matter of a day. Thunderbolts and Brave New World. Fantastic Four is not on digital yet, I don't believe, right?
No, it won't be till about October, till about Halloween.
So of those two movies, I enjoyed them. I thought they were fine. I thought Thunderbolts was quite good. I really enjoyed Thunderbolts. But I always know that like if I go back and I want to rewatch the movie, I'm not a big rewatcher, right? It has to kind of be like in a certain pocket for me to go rewatch a movie or like play a video game I've played already. Like it has to be kind of in that pocket for me. It's a big deal. And some of the moments land even better upon the numerous viewings. That movie gets better every time I watch it, and I catch something different. It's to me succeeded in creating a Superman for kind of a modern, generation, while also capturing classic points of the character. So I just thought it executed on all fronts. So for me, best and favorite happened to be the same in this case. Superman all the way for me.
The longer I pod with you two, the more confused I get. I thought we were going to end up in the same place for once.
Yes.
I guess not.
Wow.
I'm different. I didn't.
I'm
fair,
different.
You know what? Yeah. Oh, don't start me on my Friday night song. I'm different. Yeah, I'm different.
I'm different.
Pull up to the sea with my ceiling miss. Anyway, so 2 Chainz. Don't start because we will start the two. I can't believe you are pulling out the 2 Chainz thing. This podcast is nearly
he still does good songs. He's just not a great lyricist.
Oh my God. 2 Chainz' new album is out. It's incredible. Go listen to the song Deadbeat Moms. That's a free promotion. It's an incredible song. He just did like a whole movie soundtrack concept thing. It's nuts. And that thing he did with Alchemist and Larry June and stuff. Oh my God. 2 Chainz is having them. You're crazy. Anyway, let's get back on task here. My pick was Thunderbolts. I didn't know I deeply felt this way until I was writing an article yesterday about, it being on streaming now. And we said it was the best, the old comic book editors put in it was the best, superhero movie of 2025 is on streaming. And I wrote it up, and then people in the comments fairly pointed out, they were like, you haven't argued why this is the best. And I was like, oh, you're right. So I went back in and I had to add something to it about why it was the best.
I've done that before.
Yeah. I mean, it just happens. You start out with an article and sometimes you're so focused on constructing everything else, you forget the actual thing you were supposed to be talking about in the beginning. It's like when your wife sends you to the grocery store and you come back with 10 things, but she was like, right, but I sent you out for this one thing. And you're
I sent you out for eggs.
Oh, right.
Oh no.
Rich coming. Yo, there's bars. I mean, they're just. I have 2 Chainz has my ultimate middle age bar right now. Old enough to be your daddy, young enough to get with your mama. Not in those words, but yeah, that's the bar about middle age. It's great. I've had to hit some of these 20-year-olds with that kind of stuff. Hey man, what are you doing? Yeah, old enough to be your daddy, young enough. Anyway, so Thunderbolts was my pick. We are getting way off the track. But Thunderbolts is my pick. And it's because I really started to think about it. And I think the thing that for me is missing was we're in this weird section where superheroes or movies are going through this weird identity crisis where we're kind of split. We got too far. The pendulum swung kind of too far into entertaining adults. We moved too far away from also entertaining children and families and stuff. That's why Superman's very refreshing. And I think I did the Uno reverse on this. Superman was my favorite. But when I'm, outside of doing this job, I am a film school, graduate, cinephile kid, Oscar movie watcher every year, critics group dude. So I do still have that bag, right? Like my whole real critic bag. And when I stopped to think about everything about a superhero movie and like what just take superhero out of it and just say movie and like which one was the most kind of cohesive and fully formed and told an actual arc in a story that comes together in a powerful point and makes you leave feeling like there's something you take away into your real life. Superman did a good job for like kindness is the new punk rock and stuff there, but thematically and narratively, there are some issues with Superman. We even have articles about it. There's some weird kind of simulation stuff by the end of that's kind of problematic. There's a little bit it's a complicated story that James Gunn's actually telling. It looks simple, but thematically, narratively, there's a lot of complicated things in there. Mm-hmm. I think Thunderbolts was the thing that made me really remember that, oh, yeah, superhero is just a genre of movie, but we can still get movies out of this. And I think it was the most impressive case because as people have, the criticism that a lot of people levied against it was this is a bunch of MCU, like it's the unfinished homework folder of the MCU, right? that the teacher sent home. And I'm saying this because obviously it's very relevant to obviously what I'm dealing with every evening, but it's the unfinished homework folder sent home. And it's like, hey, we need you to, now you got to take these homework assignments and put them into like a bigger assignment, write an essay about this and send it in. And that's what Thunderbolts is, but it becomes one hell of an essay. And you're like, wow, you took all these unfinished homeworks with all the spelling words and you put them together and you wrote one hell of a story with those. You're pretty good at that. And that's what Jake Schreier did and his collaborators. And so, yeah, it's just from the moment it starts, and I'm rewatching it on streaming now, from the Marvel Studios logo kind of getting all dark and seeing the flashes of the Sentry and stuff. From the moment it begins, it's telling a story and it's a cohesive whole story. And again, if you're talking about adult superhero movies, this is what I want. it's not like just Batman running around and the Joker's carving people's faces up and the Riddler's torturing people with duct tape. That's not what I think of when I mean adult. This isn't a movie for us as adults to say, yo, like when you're feeling down and you're feeling, when you're in these places, and we're all in these places, heroism, what that means is an internal battle sometimes. It doesn't mean going out in the world and like doing a bunch of stuff. And I love that about Thunderbolts. And so I think if you could take all these little pieces of Marvel things and put it together and make shepherd's pie out of it like this, mixing metaphors, I know, but it gives me hope for what superhero cinema can still do. Whether it's a story for a little kid who needs courage to be themselves, or for an adult dealing with real ish and trying to get through life and deal with stuff. This is an example of how we can still do that and keep the metaphors tight and make it resonate. So I'm even more impressed with Thunderbolts now. And I love that it is taking leftovers from the MCU fridge. I don't know how many metaphors we're going to do with this, but I just love how it puts it all together.
A lot of food going on.
I'm hungry. I haven't eaten breakfast
food
yet.
And
it's a busy morning. Yeah.
It's a unique combination there. It's funny.
Not in an Atlanta strip club. No, it's not. It's
that's true.
It's business as usual. You need a steak and some 2 chains? Here you go. Boom.
It's funny that when the clip of the Superman clip briefly popped up, it reminded me of something, because it is interesting that so Anissa hadn't seen it. And so when we're watching it, that scene, which if you're watching the live show, the trailer pops up, and it's the scene that we saw a clip of before the movie released between Clark and Lois. But obviously the movie has a far extended version of this, and then several other scenes that kind of, build on top of that. But nice that scene between them in the interview that happens at the beginning, that scene, we both after it ended, I was like, man, that scene's fantastic, right? Because I just love that scene. And to me, it's so real for anyone who's had a conversation with a spouse on something you disagree on. That scene resonates so much with me. Yes, we're not all talking about stopping wars.
People are so scared to admit that that whole scene with Superman and the yelling and the moment where you're starting to be like 2-man and your girl looks at you, every couple, that resonates. Nobody wants to say, but that resonates with every couple. Every couple's been there when your lady's
and it's the sense of
no, dude, you're too aggressive.
Sense of frustration.
Yes, exactly.
Frustration.
It's a nuanced thing. You're never gonna hurt, but you're just a dude. You don't know what to do, and when we don't know what to do, we're like, that's how.
Well, even built. Just the even just the frustration in his voice, there's I love the inflection there, because you can see it build, right? And also there's a scene later between them when Lois explains, I come from this, I question everything, and you trust everybody and believe they're the best person on the planet, right? And when you have two kind of extreme personalities on those sides of the spectrum, which actually me and my wife kind of are in that regard, we're very on polar opposites there. So that whole I'm trying to explain an idea and I see it so clearly in my head, and you see this completely different, but it's so clear to you, and we just keep butting heads. That resonated, right? And she literally looked at me afterwards and said that the whole movie was worth it for that scene. This movie could suck. And that scene was I'm glad I watched this movie. And then she ended up really liking the movie, right? Overall. But that scene was so powerful. And I think it channels that thing of what you were kind of talking about with Thunderbolts, of that what kind of adults are looking for in their movies is, I want scenes to last. I want scenes that resonate with me. It's not going to resonate with everybody, but I just loved that whole thing. And then you keep building on it. There's 3 or 4 scenes throughout the whole movie that build on that core scene. And so I really thought, and there was stuff in Fantastic Four too. I don't want any shade. I know none of us picked it, but Fantastic Four, I really enjoyed it. I thought there's some good stuff there too. So I just think we ate pretty well this year.
Let's talk about the ones we didn't pick. I think that's always interesting to dissect the 2 that obviously ended up in the lower end and why. So Captain America, Brave New World, and Fantastic Four ended up in the bottom, and I think both are due to just pure and simple racism against a black and a brown man. Clearly. No, I'm messing with you. And me and Matt, as this podcast, take that very personally. We took that personally. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, y'all didn't show up for Blue Beetle, so.
Oh my God, I loved that.
It's not over yet. Hey, we just got the news this week that it ain't over yet.
Y'all didn't show up. We had one. Y'all didn't show up for that. So
but it's
whatever.
not over. James Gunn just told us this week it's not over for Blue Beetle. Our boy is coming back.
Good.
And maybe even in Peacemaker. So we might need to just keep our eyes open. So just keep your eyes open. It ain't over yet. But okay. No, but in all seriousness, I mean, it's obvious why Captain America Brave New World. This and Ironheart and Echo kind of anger me. Like, this is where, and this is a nuanced discussion, and I'm glad we're not on Twitter, but like, this is where I get a little bit jaded about corporate diversity initiatives, because it's like, you create something. Do you give it the proper care? Do you give it the proper push and promotion? And I feel like between Echo, Ironheart, and this, it's like, you guys were just not believing in this anymore. And you saw changing times, changing social tides, and you were just like, all right, fire what we got left in the thing. And it's just been putting them out. But Brave New World was a mess. It's quite simply probably the messiest Marvel movie stitched together since Fan4tastic back in the 2010s, where you're just talking about completely different pieces of film laying on the floor and somebody trying to tape them together. Giancarlo Esposito's entire presence in this movie is a travesty, both to his skills as an actor and to the movie itself. Like, all those Sidewinder scenes are just wedged in here and so obviously shot over 2 days on a green screen lot, and it's the dumbest stuff ever. And even though they're good pieces of this, like, I think there was a good Harrison Ford performance in this about a president slowly unraveling, which would have been, timely if we had actually leaned into that. Another story about a kind of government affiliated megalomaniac sociopath manipulating things and influencing things. Timely, great story there with the leader. Didn't really lean too much into that. And then we get all this other stuff. So it was just a muddled mess. And you can feel it in the thing. I took my kid to see this, and I've never had to almost, discipline my own child so much in a movie. And then I realized halfway through, the poor kid was just bored out of his mind. Then we got to the, this sequence with the ocean fight and then a Red Hulk. And then he was like, cool. That was a cool couple scenes. But in his head, he was like, I could have done this on YouTube. And he was right. So yeah, this was a mess. And I hate that this was, I feel like Marvel really kind of did, of everybody, they did Anthony Mackie really dirty in this, like putting out, like giving him the shield, making us wait, doing all this stuff, then putting this hacked up mess out, sending him on a press circuit, letting him get eaten alive and by the political circuit for just no support from Disney. No, once again, just like in Star Wars, nothing. Anthony Mackie gets eaten in the 72-hour news cycle for making a comment about Captain America that you could hear in Marvel Rivals. I fight not for a flag, but for an ideal. Like, literally, the man got almost excommunicated from America for saying the same thing. And it's like Disney did nothing. And then, yeah, it was just, this is going to always be kind of like a weird stain on the MCU's jacket in a different way than like Eternals or something, which is just a movie, or Thor: The Dark World, which is just a movie that wasn't that good. This was just like a mess and a lot of behind the scenes things that kind of strangled this movie. So, gross. But none of it, does any of this last with you guys? Like, was any of it cool to you still? Like, I don't even think about this movie at all. Like, I don't think
Absolutely
about the ocean things.
I forgot it came out this year until.
I was shocked. I was like, wait, what? That came out this year?
Yeah, and
I was like, what the hell is CABNW? I was like, what is that?
I actually thought the same thing. I'm so glad I wasn't the only one.
You're like, YMCMB? Like,
We're talking about our show notes, everyone.
Is that Drake's new album? Like, what is that? I don't know.
CABNW? That would be a hard album title, though. People would be like, what? And then they find out, like, ew.
What did I miss? Right,
Oh yeah, and then nothing mattered. Adamantium. Just talk about the amount of things this movie ate up.
This one was the homework.
Yeah, but I'm saying just how much it wasted though. Like adamantium, Celestials, don't matter. Red Hulk, here and gone. Red Hulk in the comics is like a master manipulator, planner, strategist, fighter. Like, nope, we're done. Like the leader, final Incredible Hulk. Nope, we're done. It's just like Sam Wilson becomes Captain. Nope, we're done. Like it's just nothing. Oh, nope, we're done. So yeah,
This one
nuts.
feels like of all of them, obviously. But like
John Smith in the comments
of recent movies, this feels like the one that had the most potential that wasted the most potential. Like there was so much there to work with, and the fact that I kind of agree with you. It sucks that Sam has been at the center of two of my, this one, like, I always look, it's a skewed lens because I look at this movie a lot of like, hey, what it was and what it, like, all the tribulations it went through to just get out the door. It's impressive that they put together this, solid of a movie from all of the cuts, right? But the only other thing we have Sam in is Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I don't like that at all. Like,
they lost the character in like after Endgame, like, which is crazy because this character rose to prominence because of Mackie's charisma. Like, he's awesome in Winter Soldier, like right from the very beginning and on your left, and him reacting to that and all that, to like him having a cameo fight with Ant-Man in that movie, and how funny that whole scene is between him and Paul Rudd. And like he was so charismatic as Sam. Like Sam was, when we saw Sam, we were happy, we laughed. He was awesome. When we see him in like Civil War kicking butt over in that beginning sequence and using Redbird, all that stuff, like he was an impressive character. After Endgame, he just became Mr. Sourpuss. Like, I can't get a bank loan. I don't know what to do with the shield. And it's like we never got that charisma back. And it's just like Mackie didn't look like he was ever happy or comfortable or fully confident after that doing any of these projects. And it's just kind of it's weird.
The best thing about him was the press tour because you got to see him be him.
Yeah, and be charismatic. But man,
like,
the man owns the bar.
He's on every show, and he's just being Anthony Mackie. And then you're like, oh, this is cool. And then you watch Twisted Metal and go, oh, that's where he is.
Yeah, and that's where he's having fun and actually doing something. So, yeah, I mean, we're not hating. We're just, to everybody, John Smith in the comments, McGarity Kimball in the comments, we're not hating. We are big fans of Mackie, of Sam Wilson. We wanted this to be awesome. We love the Captain America franchise up here. It's probably our favorite solo Marvel franchise for each of us. So we really wanted more, and we're just disappointed. I mean, we'll get over it. Mackie will be Mackie. And like I said, we're loving Twisted Metal right now. So we're not hurt that bad this year on the Mackie front.
Yeah, he's
but
great.
It's just a shame. More. And it's not his
we wanted
fault.
More.
Yeah.
Same for me for Fantastic Four. I think that they did a good job of coming down the middle of the road with this movie and delivering kind of a safe introduction to the Fantastic Four in the MCU. But we all talk about that middle sequence and how strong and just like brilliantly amazing that whole second act is when they go up and meet Galactus and then have the chase through space with Silver Surfer. If you're talking about sequences, that is probably my favorite single sequence of a superhero movie this year, by far. I like, me and my son were on the edge of our seat, and I was just like, ooh, when they're flying through space and Surfer's like bending around black, like that was gnarly, man. Like all of that was great. And it reminded me exactly what the MCU has done in squandering the cosmic side and always making it feel like a soundstage. And when the MCU can lean into real sci-fi, like crazy real sci-fi like that, like, yeah, we need more of that. So I thought the shame for me after seeing that was the discrepancy between a sequence like that in the middle and then the rest of the movie, which is basically set in the Baxter Building or in Times Square out front, is like the only other set piece in this film. And I was just like, I feel so confined in here. I feel so confined, and I feel like you guys are giving me the pilot episode of a TV show or something where you're not fully showing me everything. Like Reed's not stretching enough. We're not going through portals and doing weird sci-fi. You don't see enough of this
Poor
world.
Rich.
So I liked the stuff that we were focused on, but I just felt I didn't get enough of more of the world and the sci-fi of it all. And so that's all to say, I'm in for the Fantastic Four franchise. I just want to see the next one go full Star Trek. It needs to be, I want it to be the Star Trek of the MCU. I want to see like movies where these guys are going through trying to fix time dilation or going to other dimensions, trying to stop the negative zone, or and Reed's using, and there's all these crazy scientific concepts being thrown at us. Like, get nerdy with it. Like, I just want to see more. That's me.
Do you know?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I really, 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 really loved this film. But I do think I was a little biased because of the like mother-son situation, especially at the end. It like really tore me up. Like, the reason why it's not in my top is because it had me like an emotional chokehold on me. I was crying, ugly cry in the theater when when the little babe was reaching out for his mom and screaming. I was like, I can't handle this. Like, I thought I was supposed to be done with this emotional roller coaster postpartum stuff a year later, but apparently I'm not. But I really did enjoy this film like a lot. It's just that the other two were better. Like, I love having this problem. This is such a great problem to have. I love 3 out of the 4 of these films a ton. And it's just how much more do I love, Superman, or how much more do I love Thunderbolts? But like, I really do think this is an incredible film. I think it's very well done. I think the aesthetic is just on its own, like standalone. The aesthetic is just so amazing and gorgeous and yummy and so cool to see on a big screen. I did tell you guys, I saw kind of like I forget what it's called. It's like a wraparound thing. Like, where
the
you know what I'm
I know
talking
what you're
about?
talking about. Yeah.
It like kind of like wraps, or it feels like you're almost like on a ride or
It's
something.
Screen X or whatever.
Yes. Yeah. Something.
Okay.
Yeah. Like that. And it was very impactful. I do agree. I wish we had more of the space, like travel and off of Earth, but I'm not knocking it because they did build this world enough for me to like feel an emotion towards it. And the entire time I was watching this, I thought that this world was going to end. Like, I thought they were just going to peace out on this planet and goodbye to this really cool place that I've been hanging out in for the last hour of my life. So I was pleasantly surprised at the ending and everything like that. And this is higher up for me, generally speaking, in like the MCU. It's just not as good as Thunderbolts. And also, Thunderbolts, I don't think is as good for the masses as Superman. So that's why. Yeah. But I love this film. I absolutely love this film. I can't wait to rewatch
I'm with
this.
you.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that. So I'm curious because this one I have not seen a second time. Mm-hmm. And I am curious to. This one I feel like has the potential to really grow on me with subsequent viewings. So like Fantastic Four, me and Fantastic Four have never been like, real big. I've never been like the biggest fan, but I will give the recent comic a ton of credit in captivating me on that side. And the movie I felt like did a really good job of, having these characters in this family, most importantly of all, resonate with me. And I really enjoy parts of it. Right. So I would be interested to see like if this one really gets better upon a second viewing for me. Because the other ones I feel like I have my mind is made. I either enjoyed them or I didn't. Right. And so it is what it is. But this one could be a sleeper in the fact of like, I don't know. My opinion might change on some things, but between Invisible Woman and The Thing and that entire sequence, like there's some really cool moments and some really great things in this movie. So I am excited for the future as well. I think they set a really good foundation and they made me care about this family, and that's not something I've always done in the past. So, kudos.
And they made me care about Silver Surfer. Like I want an entire film about Silver Surfer. now I'm like, oh, I want more of your backstory. I want to know about your planet and where you're from and
That could be
your
cool.
family that you left. Like, I would be into that, but they're not going to do that.
I'm
But
still
they did a
seeing
good
this
job.
as our gateway into the Annihilation wave, and maybe this is how we get Nova. Finally, after all these years and all that stuff, like maybe we actually get some of that stuff.
Is it though?
Maybe I'm throwing my wish out there. Whether or not that happens, I know there's a TV series that keeps, depending on the week, being in development and non-development. But we'll see. But maybe this is the way in, right? Because look, all that crap starts Negative Zone, Nihilus, like it all has cores there, so we could see it. But yeah, I dig this movie. I just dig the other ones more.
All right, I think we did it. Have we done it? I think we did it.
We did the thing.
Got him. All right, we got him. So we all know where we stand. But it's been a good year. I want to end on this. I think we need to do more unity kind of content and togetherness content. And I think it's important we all step back for wherever we are in this debate and just realize, like, this particular summer was really great for geeks. Like, particularly July. We had Superman. We had Fantastic Four, Comic-Con in between. We had Jurassic World for whatever it was worth.
Yo, I finally saw that.
Yeah. Good times.
That hit. I loved
That's another movie with a great middle sequence, where the middle sequence saved that entire thing. But
I finally watched Lilo and Stitch live action. So good.
Yeah. Did you cry? I cried.
Yes. Oh, yes.
This is my family. It is small. It is broken. It is good. And I was like, God, oh man.
Family. Ohana means family.
I'm also in the middle of the F1 movie and I'm obsessed.
F1, yeah, I want to rewatch that. That soundtrack.
Hey,
that
can we get a fifth review?
Soundtrack of the summer. Oh yeah, we stumped hard, but look what we did. Look what we did. It takes 3 reviews on ComicBook Nation, and we can sell any movie. So yeah, it was good times. F1 soundtrack is also that heat. If you've been outside this summer, you've been hearing some F1 heat on the speakers. So yeah, and that was just a good movie. Joseph Kosinski. We had a good time this summer, and we've had a good year in movies. Like, we've had Sinners. On horror, we've had Sinners. We've had Weapons. We even had a Final Destination movie that was kind of good and people enjoyed. We got comedy back with like Naked Gun. Like, we're having a good time in fandom, and I think we all should just, for everything else that's going on in the world, like, stop and just, pat each other on the back and say, I love you, fan. I love you, fan. So yeah, that's my positivity plug. We're going to take a break and come back, and then we get back into the dark side of things where we talk about Alien Earth and Peacemakers continuing season 2. Stick with us. All right. Alien Earth is halfway over. What do you guys think? We're going to go full spoilers. If you haven't, you want to hop off about 10 minutes, come back in, and we'll talk about it. First, let's take a question from the comments real quick. Let's address the fact of what happened. We wrote an article about this, but I got to tell you right from the horse's mouth, it's crazy that the box office last week was won by K-pop Demon Hunter Sing-Along.
Yeah, it was.
It's so good, though.
I was there. I was there with my son. My brother was there with his daughters. We had a whole row. I called one of my boys on the phone. I was like, yo, man, what are you doing? He's like, yo, I'm just coming from that K-pop Demon Hunters thing with his 10, 11-year-old son who dragged him to it. Netflix won the box office with a movie that got families out to pay family level prices at the theater to watch something we have already been watching at home, in some cases ad nauseum for months.
That's actually
you
crazy.
all understand like what all that means for the industry.
Huntrix for life, man.
But like what that means, like streaming can launch IPs that they can track the popularity of and create customizable theatrical events to make a box office bag off of. That's just changed the game. Like that changed so many things that people are not. I mean, I know everything. We're traumatized at such a fast rate these days that you can't really stick on any one thing, right? We're not even talking about the tragedies hanging over our head right now, but this is something we should probably stop and process for a minute. Like, because I was looking around that theater, which was packed with families, and they had all shelled out upwards of $40 to $100 to do this. Again, for something we could have all come to somebody's house on their big TV and done at home with subtitles on. But, I was fully behind it.
You wouldn't have gotten the sing-along version necessarily.
No, not necessarily. But because I knew it was an event and my kid was into it, it was a no-brainer. I was like, my brother was like, yo, got my tickets. I was like, got the tickets right next to you. We're good to go. So let's just take a minute and talk about how golden K-pop Demon Hunters is and what it's done.
I got laughed at when I brought that up on the show.
Yeah, originally, because you're always too far ahead, you damn nerd.
It is fantastic. I am a giant nerd, but that is
I had secretly walked out of the room every time my kids tried to play it and done something else, but I got in the theater and I finally had to see it, and I was like, all right, I'm with this.
Also, I believe
it changed my son's life. My son got manned out when he saw a girl with purple hair he thought was pretty.
Oh,
and
man.
He was like, he turned around to me, he was like, Dad, can girls have purple hair? And I was like, oh, buddy.
Oh man, yeah, the world has opened.
Yeah.
The world
can they? Yeah, he was
That's
just
fantastic.
done. He was just done. Girls are now a thing, It's funny. It's hilarious.
Interesting thing on that, right? It's interesting from a number of perspectives, I feel like, because I think you nailed it. Like it's huge for Netflix. I don't know how Sony looks at it, because Sony Animation made this movie and then let Netflix run with it instead of putting it in theaters themselves. So that's an interesting thing, right? Because now it's a monster hit. Also, it shows that yes, you can put, it doesn't, the whole thing of like, well, people have already seen it doesn't necessarily matter if it resonates. You can always put it back in theaters, and it'll make a thing. I remember us talking about what Star Wars movie was it relatively recently that hit the box office and won the weekend, made like 40 mil. And it was like people have seen that movie for decades.
Yeah. Revenge of the Sith,
whatever
anniversary,
and you can still make money off it. Also, the pops, I believe, are live today. They go up for pre-order today. So if you are wanting to get some of that merch, they are trying to like put that out and catch up. So it's a good time, man. It's a good time.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a total detour. Let's talk about.
I had the alien footage was playing the entire
thing over there. It's talking about K-pop Demon Hunters. Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Alien Earth is now half over. We got to the midpoint big twist. So again, we're going to be talking full spoilers for Alien Earth. If you don't want to hear this, then drop off now. A Sinners re-release I want to see Sinners in 70 millimeter or IMAX again. So yeah, they better re-release that. I'd be in for that in a second. What did you guys think about the twist? Let's start at the end and go backwards on a couple things. So what did you think about the twist? Do you think this could make the show, or do you think this could break the show? If you're unfamiliar, for context, again, final spoiler warning. Spoiler alert. We're going to be talking this episode 4 of Alien Earth. As has been teased since the beginning, yes, Wendy, our hybrid protagonist, has some kind of connection that she has been able to discern the quote-unquote language of the xenomorphs. She can hear what they're kind of communicating to one another. And in this episode, she goes a step further. to being able to talk, quote unquote, back to them. And we get the hatching of the xenomorph drone from that little lung they stole from her brother. And she's able to talk with it. And as the internet has dubbed it, she now has a xenopet. What did you guys think of all that? Let's start with you, Janelle, because you're having crazy possible postpartum mommy issues. So,
Yeah. I don't. Okay. This show is so great. I just want to say this. This is a very well done show, and it is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It's making me overthink my entire life's existence and what the world is coming to, and scared as hell of space exploration and what's out there. And it's doing exactly what it needs to do. I can't wait until I don't have to watch it anymore because it is so disturbing. Like every time Kofi's like, we're going to be talking Alien Earth, I'm like, dang it, I thought that was the last episode I had to watch because it is freaking me out. I dream about it. Like it consumes me. And it's so disturbing. But so good. So it's like, am I a masochist that I want to keep watching this, but like I also don't want to? Like, what do I do? I don't know. But it's so well done. It's so good. This episode is wild. The very end, I'm glad that you brought that up because I didn't know. I'm like, is this a mama situation? Is this like a savior situation? Like, how intelligent is this being? Does it like know that like this is someone who wants to save me? Are they like aligning in some way? I don't know. I was more concerned with the friendship that's going on and also with the redhead girl. She's scaring the bejesus out of me. You know what I'm talking about? She's like the one who thinks she's pregnant.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a freaky scene.
That's the scare. That's the stuff.
Yeah. Okay, let's start digging into this episode because there's a lot that happens in this episode.
Yeah,
there's actually quite a bit.
Yeah.
Noah Hawley is, I think, one of the most brilliant kind of TV storytellers right now. Like, because we've said, he identifies as, he takes a look at a franchise and he finds these little pockets of interest that are like where he's obviously as a fan, like, oh, he's been around the lunch table at high school, like, yo, what about, but this and this and this, like, what a synths dream of, like, what if a synth thinks, like, can synths be mentally unstable? Can they be traumatized? Like, all these things. And so it's very interesting to see these pockets of this little interest that never fully take away from the story, but you can see little things starting to build up, right? Because what this episode does is suggest that, like, yeah, taking a human psychology and putting it in a robot doesn't necessarily, what this kind of indicates is maybe you don't necessarily eliminate all the things like mental illness, right?
Mhm.
Like delusion, all those mental illness things that make you think you're phantom pregnant when you're a robot, because that's obviously that girl's having, and that's a great scene, right?
Mhm.
Because if you've ever dealt with real mental illness, that's what it's like. You can be talking to somebody who's completely, lucid and rational, and then all of a sudden the conversation shifts and you're just like, wait, what? And there's an off ramp where your mind is like, okay, this isn't the realm of like reality or normalcy anymore. Like, now you're starting to drift into something else. And and you're like, and then again, you're like trying to humor that person, especially if it's like a stranger or something. If you're like in a bar and you're just like, oh, right. And you're like, shit, my radar. Oh, sorry. But my radar didn't go off in time to tell me this is a crazy person. Like, and then you just start, or somebody you love who's dealing with this kind of stuff is even harder sometimes. And you're just trying to be like, okay, all right, yes, like, yes. And then you're trying
But now they're in like killing machines.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a child's mind that is not right or has been traumatized by, and that's the thing they keep showing you, right?
The experience
thing,
and that thing.
Yeah, not just that, but because she did die, like this person, it's that's at the heart of this, right?
Yeah.
These kids did die, and then they're basically reborn, but does that do anything to you? And when she got attacked by that thing consciously, like, yeah, she can't be hurt by it. She's a synth, but her mind is still that of a human child. Like, how does that affect you when you almost get taken out by that thing that we are now? And let's talk about my favorite character in this show, the Eye. And you see, as we see in this scene right here, that poor sheep Whenever they kept showing that in the trailers, they kept flashing his sheep in the trailers.
I can't watch the animal cruelty stuff either. This show is messing me up.
Oh yeah, that's a crazy scene. And then just to see and fully begin to realize, yeah, that eye is a lot more dangerous than we think. Like,
I also hate the boy genius with a passion. So bravo.
Oh, Boy Cavalier, yeah.
I hate him.
Samuel Wilkins. I say it again. Go back and watch the episode of Atlanta season 3,
dude,
where there's an episode where the main character, Paperboy, he's a rapper. He gets his phone stolen during a concert, and they spend the whole episode trying to track down where his phone went. And he had this fan who was a super fan and kind of a weird kid, and they think it's him, so they call him in to try to just talk to him and see if he has the phone. And it's his Boy Cavalier, and it's the creepiest scene you've ever seen, because it's like he plays it like somebody who knows the secret, like, yeah, I have your thing, but he just keeps playing it off like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. And then he plays him a whole song, like staring at him the whole time. And it's an amazing scene. But like, yeah, this kid's a good actor, Samuel Belkins.
Yeah. I can't stand him.
And the fact that he never wears shoes in this whole thing,
it's just a bajillionaire, like little prick.
But there's a lot of good actors in this. Like, and I liked, and this is where I knew the show when I was, because remember, I've seen it. And I'm just trying to keep measured things about it. But this is where this episode was what told me the show was going to be okay. Because when it widens out and you get more characters and more scenes spread across, like these more mundane development scenes across more characters, I liked them all. And I was like, okay, these are interesting. Mm-hmm. Like, it's interesting to see Helmet and that weird assistant guy whose name I don't even know, Boy Cavalier's like side man, and having a conversation where they kind of basically conscript him into the company because they gave him a lung, and they're like, well, you can leave.
Yeah.
Because that, again, that's a reinforcement of like what Alien is really about, which is capitalism that's grown so out of control that people are essentially human slaves, like to the corporations. And that's such a well done scene that reflects so much more. But yeah, the eye that in like just seeing Smiley and that whole thing, and Timothy Oliphant, who's like the quiet MVP of this show. Like, his scenes at Kirsch are so good because you don't know what Kirsch is ever thinking. Like, Kirsch is, but this episode is the reveal that, Morrow and Morrow's whole plan to, turn Smiley, like, he's watching all of this. Like, Kirsch is on top of this. And it's just like, you don't know what he's thinking. So, yeah, man, this is a great show. And I'm going to cap it here, and I'm going to tell you this, and I'm about to tweet this, that next week's episode is probably one of my top 3 favorite episodes of TV this year.
So I won't sleep for a week, is what you're saying.
No. It is. Next week's episode is directed once again by Noah Hawley, and it is by far one of my single favorite episodes of TV this year. And I can't wait to kind of come back and talk about it next week. Yeah. So, Alien Earth. Can't believe Alien's killing it on TV. Who would have thought? But here we are. It's also crazy, as I was listening back last week, that we could have had, Paramount could have had a Noah Hawley Star Trek movie and a Quentin Tarantino Star Trek movie. Like, Star Trek could have become like the new sci-fi franchise for the modern era, but like, we hate money. All right, let's talk about Peace, the maker of it. Let's talk about Peacemaker. Season 2 continues. I realized somewhere in this conversation about Alien Earth that I thought I watched it all last night, but I actually fell asleep. So I'm about halfway through episode 2, but that's on me. We're going to still talk about it. What did you guys think about this continuing episode of Peacemaker? I like, from where I'm just going to give my quick 2 cents from where I am. I like how quick James Gunn is deepening the pool on this and how quickly we get stakes to this, like from the very beginning, and the implications and the impact of what Peacemaker has done in this fight to his variant self and what it means. It already sets it up with big stakes, but there's stakes all over the place for everybody we care about, right? Like from Harcourt to Economos, who's been kind of good in this episode of having to dance around so far. I'm digging it, and the kind of reveal of where Rick Flag Sr. is in all this. So I don't know what happens by the end. It's probably going to get a lot more nuts, but you guys can talk full spoilers because, like I said, that's on me for falling asleep and not remembering. But yeah, I forget until you start watching again, like how well done and layered of a show Peacemaker is. But yeah, man, James Gunn's doing it. Janelle, what are you thinking?
I mean, I'm loving the show so much. And yes, I think you're completely right. The fact that we already have all the information that we have in episode 2, actually at the end of episode 1, really, is great. I think that, oh my God, why am I blanking on Rick Flag? Wait, the guy, whose son was
Rick
killed.
Flag.
Yeah, Rick
thank
Flag.
you, Rick Flag. I
you got it right.
Senior,
my
senior
brain
and junior.
Yeah.
The fact that they showed, I think they showed his relationship to his son really well. In case you did not see that take place, was that in the movie? Was that in Suicide Squad? I believe
That was
where
in the
Peacemaker killed
Suicide
him?
Squad. Yeah,
Yeah,
Suicide Squad. Yeah.
So I think that if you did not see that, I think that you could still very easily understand. And James Gunn did such a good job with making sure that you're like, oh, okay, he killed his son and this is who he was and this was what actually happened. And that kudos, because that was so well done with him reading the files and like looking over that and watching it like play out in his mind and using that footage that they already had of that awesome fight and incorporating it into the show. I just think that was really well done. Also, can we just like give a moment to Eagly? Because Eagly is savage. Like savage. And I love that Peacemaker has no idea. Like has no idea what Eagly just did. And Eagly's like, bro, get off me. Like stop trying to hug me. I'm a badass. It's so Eagly's so crazy in this.
Yeah, this was like the Eagly fight scene. Yeah. Eagly's,
yes.
I love how Eagly is like so just ready to go. Like Eagly's ready to go. He's just ready to hurt people. He's just like, yeah, I'm gonna mess you
He's
up.
like, I live for this.
Yeah, exactly.
But even like the bird blindness thing, like as he was being taken away, he goes, I was attacked by a duck. And like this is so great. It's so cheeky, but like there's also so much heart to this that it's just undeniable. And I love that we get this. This just makes me so happy that it's just such a freaking banger. And it's DC, and I keep saying it, but we're like having our moment. And I have nothing to complain about, literally nothing to complain about yet. And I'm just happy about that. What do you think, Matt?
So I'm really enjoying the season, and I am enjoying this so far in the first 2 episodes. I am already enjoying this more than I enjoyed Peacemaker. Everyone knows that I was a little. I didn't enjoy season 1 of Peacemaker as much as others did. I felt like it had its high moments, of course, and there's some great moments and hilarious moments in that season. But like overall, it just like wasn't. I don't know. It just didn't resonate with me as much. And with season 2, number 1, episode 1 kind of does so much in trying to. There's a lot of work it has to do with like the broader universe, right? It has to like, the whole Justice League thing, like they have to address kind of some things and slip it. And I thought they did that so well, but they also kind of still push this story forward in a very personal way for Peacemaker, right? As like his central character and how he looks at the world and how the world looks at him and all of that. And then here there's some great scenes. There's one hilarious scene where he's trying to get rid of the body. That's hilarious.
That's been the most disturbing scene I've seen since Rick and Morty did it. Like Rick and Morty has a scene like that. If you ever seen the episode where they mess up their entire universe, and so they go to a universe where they both accidentally blew themselves up, and then the only thing they have to do is bury the variants in the backyard, and Rick's just like all about it, but Morty comes back and he's so traumatized, and they go to like sit down and they replace them, and Morty's just like forever traumatized as the episode ends. That was like one of the first episodes I showed to a friend, and he just sent back, he was like, yeah, this isn't for me. And I was like, oh. Yeah, but
One
like
and done.
it actually messed me up when like the head rolls out of the bag and he has to like go pick up his own head and he's like looking at it. I was like, this James Gunn is wild, man.
It's
I
great,
was like,
but
that is so
but
messed
it
up.
instant like it leaves an impression, and it's hilarious. And Cena, kudos to Cena, because Cena's so good at like those style of scenes. He's so good at like his expressions and everything. He's great. So like there's some great stuff, but also just it resonates with like his personal journey, and you can empathize and understand why someone would want to do this. And so the question of, well, do I make this full-time decision? Like, do I go this? I'm still tethered to like my people here. There's some real meaty stuff that they're dealing with here character-wise. And then you get these moments of hilarity. You get Eagly it's being crazy. There's some great stuff. So I'm really enjoying the season more. I feel like 2 episodes in than I was the first season. And so, but I also agree. I saw it in the comments here. I can't remember who said it, but I do agree that I still do prefer. Oh yeah, Zach G. I still prefer season 1's intro to season 2's intro, but the season itself, I'm liking this more.
Okay, there we go. I think it's just amazing that we're getting this kind of variation in content. That this is our follow up to Superman is just crazy.
It's true.
But it's all one universe, and convincing of that is a feat in and of itself that James Gunn has pulled off here. So good job to him and the whole Peacemaker crew. All right. Do we have anything Matt's agenda?
I got a little mention of just that this weekend is WWE's Clash in Paris, and I am actually officially back. My first day back, kind of fully in the saddle, is, well, technically tonight, but is tomorrow for Clash in Paris, which is this is actually going to be the last premium live event that isn't on ESPN for WWE, because that's going to actually start in August, or sorry, it's going to start in late September with WrestlePalooza, which actually got announced for here in Indy. So hopefully, I'll be there doing stuff for comic book. But yeah, this is going to be the last one, and Paris has a rep at this point for being one of the best crowds for a WWE event. So it's probably going to blow the roof off the place. Expect lots of chants, expect lots of singing songs, breaking up things, and all that stuff. Should be fun. Speaking of John Cena, he's going to be front and center. This is one of we're now getting into the single digits of his appearances left in his final retirement year. So that's going to end in December with and that'll be kind of the end of his farewell tour as far as his kind of active time in wrestling. He's going to be facing Logan Paul here, which is nuts. I wouldn't have predicted that at the beginning of this year that would have been one of the matches, but it's going to be interesting because they've been doing some great stuff on the mic. We're also going to get Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed, Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella, which should be great. They have been doing some amazing work on the mic as well, and even John Cena came up in that back and forth as well. And then the fatal 4-way of CM Punk versus Jey Uso versus LA Knight versus Seth Rollins should be great as a match, but also there's probably going to be some big kind of twist to that for the bigger story. And then Sheamus versus Rusev in a Donnybrook match. So it's going to be fun. Look, I like WWE pay-per-views because they are wrapped in typically 3 to 4 hours. They get things moving. They move from match to match to match, and you're not sitting there for 7-8 hours. I dig that, but also this could have some fun swerves in it, especially now that John is getting to be kind of a little bit of a heel in Peacemaker, and then he gets to be full on babyface in the ring again, as it should be, as it never should have not been. So it's gonna be fun. So this weekend, watch for that. Watch all the coverage here on Comic Book. But yeah, that's it for me.
All right. Couple community notes. We are going to be moving our Comic Book Nation content back over to the main comic book page. you will now be able to find us on YouTube on comicbook.com's YouTube page. Yeah, we are going to be taking the old Comic Book Nation channel and we're going to be converting it. It's going to be a fun new kind of streaming channel. So there will be kind of streaming content on that channel, you know, in part from research done by this team and Matthew Aguilar specifically, finding out all kinds of kids content and stuff that did well over there. We were like, oh, people noticed. So yeah, we're going to be having a fun channel over there on the old Comic Book Nation channel. But if you want to find us, you can find us on the main comicbook.com channel, where we'll probably be joined by more fans. Also, you know, we've been always searching for ways to kind of expand the community experience here at Comic Book, and we found one. So we have launched in coordination with the site and specifically to you guys, our podcast audience, like I'm from Canada, our podcast audience. We have a forum now. Comic Book has an official forum page, and we are going to be dropping in topics. We are all over there. We are all active, and it's a way that like Twitter and all this stuff was getting kind of crazy, right? Like it's all getting kind of crazy out there. So we were like, let's just make a place for our fans. Everybody else has done it. It's kind of like a Discord, but yeah, it's like a Discord, the Facebook groups, the whatever platforms, there's just too many of them. So we just made our own. It's forum.comicbook.com. So it's comicbook.com with just the word forum dot before it. And that'll take you to our forums page. You can sign in, sign up. And like I said, the whole staff is over there, including us. Well, at least me and Matt, the paid, you know.
I would like to be over there. Send me that link.
Jump on in. We'd love to have you. Everybody would love to have you over there. And we want to talk to you guys more. And this is a good controlled way to do that. So yeah, it's coming back. Everybody's saying forums are coming back and stuff. Yes, the internet is circular. There's a lot of things coming from.
Dude, Pogs are back.
Yeah, Pogs
are coming back. Yeah,
I love Pogs. I still have my Pog collection from the 90s. Let's go.
So yeah, but yeah, this is a way where we can, and it's also just a great way for you guys to help us in this great research thing. You tell us things you're thinking about, what you're interested in, what you're discussing, and so we know, because it's our job to, you know, speak back to that on this podcast and on the site. So again, it is forum.comicbook.com. Hop on over there if you're part of the comic book or Comic Book Nation community.
My bookmark now.
Let's talk. We got things about Alien Earth. We got things about comics, anime. We got talks about the MCU future. It's all going down. All right. So that'll do it for the show this week. We will be back next week as things start to ramp up. Everybody will be back in school. We're going to start to get fall minded. And that'll be fun. It's been a fun summer. Again, this has been a great summer for geeks. Like, look around at your fellow fans, no matter what walk of life they're from, and just, you know, give them a mental or a physical high five and say, yo, this was a great time. Watching all this stuff, talking about all this stuff, the unexpected hits like K-pop, like all of it was fun this summer. We really got to hold on to those kind of, if Superman taught us anything, we got to hold on to those those good moments and really uplift them and put a spotlight on them. So thank you to my co-hosts. We did no less than birth a new Aguilar this summer. Yeah, we had Janelle's little man start to get his sea legs under him. My baby birds are out of the nest. They better start flying. And yeah, that's that. So we did a lot of stuff. But this is Comic Book Nation. We'll be back next week to talk with you fine people. Go read an article on comicbook.com. Come chat with us in the forum. Hang out on a stream with Janelle. We got it all over the place, baby.
Oh my God.
All right, co-hosts, everybody, have a good Labor Day weekend. Celebrate. Be safe. Oh, no matter what you do, get home safe. I don't want to hear any tragic stories more than I already have to. All right, we out. Peace.
This is...